Welcome back to High Stakes. Today, we will be discussing the following NHL matches that is happening on Sunday, October 15th, 2023. We will be providing our team, total, and prop picks for the day. Before we get started, please remember to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. If you want access to our premium picks, you can check out our Patreon page. You can find the link to our Patreon page in the description and comment section below. Tampa Bay Lightning versus Ottawa Senators. The Senators are off to a strong start with their offense leading the way, scoring 8 goals in the first 2 games of the season. Brady Tkachuk, Tim Stützle, and Claude Giroux have scored 3 goals and 3 assists, but the entire offense has looked great. Matthew Joseph, Parker Kelly, and Vladimir Tarasenko have combined for 2 goals and 4 assists, while defensemen Jacob Chychrun and Jake Sanderson have added 3 goals and 2 assists from the point to put the offense over the top. The offense has been great, but the defense hopes to improve, allowing 5 goals through 2 games. Thomas Chabot and Jake Sanderson have led the top pairing, but the rest of the unit has struggled, allowing opponents to find open shots with ease. In addition, goaltender Joonas Korpisalo hopes to bounce back after allowing 5 goals on 42 shots in his previous start. This is going to be a great game between 2 teams that are poised to be near the top of the Atlantic Division. The Lightning look to pull off the upset, but the Senators look to step up at home and control this game. The Senators, who have scored 8 goals in their first 2 games, should find the back of the net with Brady Tkachuk, Tim Stützle, and the rest of the forward unit controlling the puck in the offensive zone and creating open shots with quick passes. The Senators also look to build off a game where they allowed only 2 goals and limit the Lightning offense with Thomas Chabot, Jake Sanderson, and the rest of the defensive unit creating turnovers in the defensive zone, while goaltender Joonas Korpisalo makes plenty of big saves in the net. The Senators should win the game with a strong performance at home. Take the Senators' money line as home favorites. The Lightning are off to a great start behind an offense that has scored 9 goals in the first 2 games. Nikita Kucherov, Braden Point, and Nick Paul have scored 4 goals and 6 assists to lead the top 2 lines, but the rest of the offense has stepped up as well. Steven Stamkos and Brandon Hagel have combined for 3 goals and 2 assists, while defensemen Victor Hedman and Mikhail Sergachev have added a goal and 4 assists from the point to open up the offense. The offense has been great, but the defense has struggled, allowing 9 goals in the first 2 games. Victor Hedman and Mikhail Sergachev have led the top 2 pairings, but the rest of the unit has struggled, allowing opponents to find open shots on the net with ease. In addition, goaltender Jonas Johansson hopes to step up after allowing 3 goals on 31 shots. Our total pick is over. Next we have Carolina Hurricanes versus Anaheim Ducks. The Carolina Hurricanes were fantastic last season, finishing the regular season with a 52-21-9 record, in first place in the Metro Division. They lost in the playoffs in the Eastern Conference Finals, getting swept by the Florida Panthers after beating the Isles in 6 games and then the Devils in 5. They're 2-0 on the season, coming off a 6-5 shootout win last night against the Kings. Last night, the Canes blew a 5-2 lead more than halfway through their game in LA, but were still able to get the win in the 10th round of a very fun shootout. They were outshot 30-19 and outplayed by an expected goal rate of 3.34 to 1.34 and were still able to grind out the win. The Hurricanes were very good on both ends of the ice last season. They averaged 3.15 goals per game, the 16th most in the NHL. The Canes generated the 5th most expected goals per 60 minutes, 3.58, and the 3rd most high-danger shots in the league. Their power play scored on 19.8% of their chances. Carolina allowed the 2nd fewest goals in the NHL, an average of only 2.52 per game. They gave up the fewest expected goals per 60 minutes, 2.56, and the fewest high-danger shots. The Hurricanes had the 2nd best penalty kill in the league, killing off their penalties at an impressive 84.4% rate. Andy Ranta is projected to start in goal since Freddie Anderson started last night. The Hurricanes clearly outclassed their opponents in this matchup, and I anticipate them securing a comfortable victory by multiple goals, effectively covering the puck line. Carolina showcased exceptional performance on both offense and defense last season, and they have continued their impressive form in the 2 games played this year. They ranked 5th in generating expected goals and 3rd in producing high-danger shots in the league, all while allowing the 2nd fewest goals, the fewest expected goals, and the fewest high-danger shots in the NHL. This level of dominance positions them well against an Anaheim team that struggled on both ends of the ice and was one of the league's weakest teams. I recommend taking the Hurricanes to cover the puck line, especially in this road game. Last season, the Ducks were one of the worst teams in the NHL, finishing dead last in the Western Conference with a 23-47-12 record. They had a very young core of players, and although all those guys, including Trevor Zegras, playing on a new contract, have gotten another year under their belts in the NHL, I still don't expect this to be a good team this season. Last night, they opened their season with an opening night 4-1 loss on the road in Vegas. The Ducks were outshot 38-23 and outplayed by an expected goal rate of 4.36 to 2.88. Anaheim was one of the worst teams in the NHL statistically on both ends of the ice last year. They scored the second fewest goals in the league, averaging just 2.48 goals per game. The Ducks generated the fewest expected goals per 60 minutes, 2.53, and the fewest high-danger shots in the league. They had the second worst power play in the NHL, scoring on only 15.6% of their chances. The Ducks were the worst defensive team in the league last season, allowing an average of 4.03 goals per game. They gave up the most expected goals per 60 minutes, 3.85, and the second most high-danger shots. Anaheim had the second worst penalty kill in the league at just 72.1%. The Ducks are projected to start young goalie Lucas Dostal in goal. Both of Carolina's games this season have hit the over pretty easily, and I expect that trend to continue with the over hitting again in tonight's game. Last year, the Ducks were the worst defensive team in the league, giving up the most goals, the most expected goals, and the second most high-danger shots in the NHL. The Hurricanes generated the fifth most expected goals and the third most high-danger shots in the league. The Canes should score easily in this game, and with both of these teams in the second half of a back-to-back, I think the Ducks should be able to score a few goals of their own against a Hurricanes team that's given up at least 3 goals in both of their games so far this season. Take the over here. Thank you for tuning into this video. Kindly consider subscribing to our channel and activating notifications to stay updated on all our future content. For exclusive access to our premium picks, feel free to explore our Patreon page. The link to our Patreon page is available in both the video description and the comments section below. Your support is greatly appreciated.